bread and pasta. Now we will show you how to make bread and pasta the activated way. The bread and pasta that they sell, if they are not fresh, they are pre-cooked and we don't use them too much. Of course, if you go somewhere and you have pasta, it's not the end of the world. But why not to have in your fridge ready bread dough and pasta dough and then use it whenever you want. It is delicious. Let's try to make it, and it's very easy. Then you keep it in the fridge and you eat it whenever, you cook it whenever you need it. So, for the bread, chapati, flat bread actually, we use 150 grams of, 250 grams of whole wheat flour. Whole wheat flour, 250 grams. If you have a scale, you can do it very easily, 150. And you can do this once a week, and you have bread for the whole week. You just cook it whenever you want. So 150 and then 0, the scale. And then I put semi-whole wheat. In Cyprus we call it village flour, which is not completely whole, but is semi-whole. And this is 150. So 250 whole wheat and 150 semi-whole wheat. 150. Again, I'm done. 0. 12 grams of oil. We use olive oil, which is local to our country. And then 5 grams of salt. It's almost a teaspoon of salt. So I 0 again. 0 and 5 grams of salt. Almost a teaspoon, a little bit less than a teaspoon. Okay. Then we use 5 grams of brown sugar. I use coconut sugar. Again, is a teaspoon, almost a teaspoon. So it was 5 grams. Now it has to show 10 grams. So it will be 5 grams of salt and 5 grams of sugar. Don't worry about the sugar. The fermentation will eat it. And water. So we have wheat, oil, sugar and salt, and now water. 290. All right. So we have this mixture. I remove the scale. I use a spoon first, but then I will use my hands. You can also use the processor if you want. I prefer to give my energy to the bread. Okay, I use my hand and make the dough. If in case the water is too much, you add some flour. If the flour is too much, you add some water. You never know, it depends on the quality of the flour. Now it seems like it will need a little bit more flour. I will use a little bit more flour. But you see, it's better to put enough water, then it's easier to make the dough without pushing too much, without using too much strength. So it looks not too hard, but it will get better later. You give it a chance. and you can always add some flour later if you feel it doesn't work. You leave it out of the fridge for 1 hour, and then you put it in the fridge and you keep it there, and you have it for the whole week. Now, when it gets old, it can become bread. You can put it in the oven, and without adding anything else, just make it a ball, and you make it into bread in the oven. But we use it mostly for flat bread, chapati. So I will cover this with a towel.